Psalm 3. Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God, Selah. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory and the one who lifts up my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill, Selah. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people, Selah. So I don't know about your household, but in my household, sleep is at a premium. Many of you guys may know that I have two daughters with life-threatening illnesses. One of my daughters has type 1 diabetes and the other one has cystic fibrosis. Both are diseases that require management, constant care, and constant attention. Now, both of my girls are, late teenagers, and they're more than capable of managing their diseases. But as parents, you never stop that worrying because you were the primary caretaker for those conditions for so long. You still wake up in the middle of the night trying to check sugars, making sure they're leveling out. You're still peeking in the room of your daughter with cystic fibrosis to make sure that the cough she has isn't too heavy with phlegm and that she's breathing okay. And it's one of those things where it becomes a pattern of worry and of fear. So in my household, sleep comes at a premium. But I'll tell you, there's been many times in me and my wife's life where the Lord has intervened, even in the middle of our sleep, to demonstrate that He has been the one sustaining my daughter's health. As much as my wife and I worry, we have to sleep eventually. Eventually, we have to close our eyes. And so does every single individual on this planet. No matter what you're worrying about, no matter what situation you find yourself in, eventually you got to shut your eyes, go to sleep, and start over in the next morning. But that simple act of laying down in your bed at night and closing your eyes and setting your body to rest is a massive act of faith. It's an act of faith that is actually astounding. I mean, think about it. You close your eyes in a position of full vulnerability. Most of your body functions and awareness shut down for, 5 to 8 hours, 9 hours a day. And then you wake up and continue on like you did the day previously. It's an incredible act of faith given how vulnerable we are as humans. I heard John Lovell from Warrior Poet Society once say that you as a human being are very easy to kill. And that's a sobering thought. We're so vulnerable. We have so many weaknesses in this mortal flesh, and yet we do something every single day that makes us even more vulnerable. And that vulnerability actually exposes a truth about God if you are his child that the psalmist highlights here in verse 5. He says, I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. It had to have been the Lord. Every night that you close your eyes, it is the Lord who takes the watch. So when you rise up in the morning, you have to say, Lord, thank you for granting me another day and protecting me when I was unaware. That act of faith is submitting yourself to the Lord's caring hand and protection in the most vulnerable position of, of your human state, of your daily routine, where a robber or an earthquake or a fire or some kind of calamity, even something as crazy as a stray bullet, could come and strike you in that middle of the night. And you don't worry when you close your eyes about those things. You just say, I'm tired. I need to close my eyes. What an incredible act of faith sleeping is. And you know what? The psalmist takes that act of faith and he says, now apply it to when your eyes are open. In verse 6, he says, I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. What he is saying there is like, if I can go to bed, if I could close my eyes and shut down all of my body functions for this 8 hours of sleep, it is the Lord who sustained me then. Then if I can see 10,000 enemies with my eyes open, it will be the Lord who saves me and sustains me as well in those moments. So, this idea of sleeping here in Psalm 3 is highlighted as an incredible act of faith that we should apply to the things we see with our eyes open. Saints, if you're facing some sort of challenge, some sort of trial in your life right now, and you see it, there's a diagnosis or there's an illness or there's a temporary loss of income or whatever it is, and you see it before your face, remember that though you could see it with your eyes, the night prior, the Lord sustained you with your eyes closed. It doesn't matter how large the trial is before you, the same God who sustained you when you were at your most vulnerable point is the same God who will sustain you in the midst of your most gargantuan trial. That is the God we serve. And I love that the psalmist does that. Saints, if I could just tell you several testimonies, if I had the time to tell you all of the testimonies of the times where me and my wife in the middle of the night would hear a still small voice saying, "Get up, check your daughter's sugar." Or times when my wife actually saw angelic beings outside of our household, one for each of us. And it was as if the Lord was saying, "Go to sleep, I got the night watch." Moment after moment through our life trying to manage these diseases, the Lord has relinquished our hands of the control and said, "I will sustain you." And that encouragement has allowed us to step out in all kinds of faith in our lives with our eyes open, with challenges we can see in front of us. So, saints, if the Lord sustained you last night when you went to bed and you rose this morning, that was your most vulnerable state of the day, then it is true that the God of the universe who sustains you in your sleep will sustain you in your current trial. And to me, that's an encouraging word, to know that the same God who sustains me when I lay down on my bed at night and I wake up in the morning is the same God who will sustain me when 10,000 enemies are around me. And salvation in that point in time from those trials has always belonged to the Lord. Just like the sustaining power during your sleep belongs to the Lord, so does the saving and delivering power from our hour of trial belong to the Lord as well. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. And if you'd like to support our ministry, I'll leave a link to our Patreon page as well as Wayfolk Press, which is our publishing company, down in the description box below. But until next time, God bless you all. Peace.